Great. Got everything set up because I gotta stay up to date. Hello, welcome back to the Solar Sensei channel. I am your host, and I will be here to give you these exclusive, nice little tidbits of Naruto, Boruto, and the two Blue Vortex. Right? Because I separated them just because I can. Right? Just want to be funny. Bruh. Holy crap, excuse me. Unplugging stuff. Weak wires. Like I said, welcome back to the channel. I am your channel host, Solar Sensei, and viewer discretion will be advised as my language might get a little bit antsy, alright? I do have a lot of passion about this show. It's been my favorite for years, just like a lot of other ones that have come to be in my Rolodex type thing, So, with that being said, I will be talking about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 3, most of the spoiler leaks that we got, right? And the major one for me is mainly Kashin Koji, right? The frog. We've seen the frog, right? But we also still haven't seen Kashin Koji, so we can't even say that Boruto was necessarily speaking to Kashin Koji. He was probably speaking to a toad, literally coming from wherever Kashin Koji learned this form of Sage Mode. Right? This is understandable for a theory. Excuse me. Be turned down. Kashin Koji is a mystic figure, literally, in this world that we're reading, right? And I would be so livid and awesomely. I create words when I start thinking about if this manga became a bi-weekly or even a weekly kind of manga, you know what I mean? But back to my thing, right? Kashin Koji. The last time we saw Jiraiya, he was fighting pain and lost an arm. Lots of blood, right? Yeah, you lose blood. But he lost an arm. Stuck to his fate. It's like he literally stayed in character type thing, right? And this man we herald so highly lost an arm to one of his students. And as soon as he lost his arm, got kicked outside. I can't forget that part, right? Because obviously I'm watching the anime. In the anime, he lost his arm. We don't know about that, right? We never seen that part again, right? In the manga, he lost his arm. We don't necessarily know what happened to that either. But what I do know is that we have a figure in Kashin Koji that can also gets these kind of like visions of Jiraiya's memories, right? These recollections tend to start happening in his mind. He starts to realize that he's connected to the hidden leaf in more ways than just one, right? Which is why we're talking about 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 3 to this moment right now, bro, because we can't even sit down and start to analyze. Okay, we know that the omnipotence, right? The omnipotence makes somebody feel more wholeheartedly about this lie that has been created, right? Omnipotence basically just tells somebody, hey, what you're talking about in your head right now, what you believe to be true is a lie, brother, and just stick with this and you'll be perfectly fine. You won't have to worry about the struggle of, you know what I mean? You won't have to worry about fighting back. This is the truth. No matter how much evidence you have, this is the truth, right? This is what omnipotence does. I think the more funny part about that is how people that we have seen in the story have become immune to learning how to see the truth, and then people who flat out just don't believe it at all, which would be one or two people in each category, right? You have Sarada and Sumire, as far as we know, that are not affected. You have, obviously, I could say the obvious, like Ada and Damon, right? Kawaki, Boruto, Big Whoop, right? Like, those people are not affected. But we also have somebody who is learning, right, in Mitsuki. Mitsuki is learning that he's not necessary. He doesn't know yet. He's comprehending in a way. And then you have Himawari. Himawari, unfortunately, she's in the tug of war between the two. For me, it's more like she's the two blue vortex, the real blue eyes that might take everything away from both the life of Boruto and Boruto himself. But, that's also something else I didn't get to explain in my 2-month hiatus. You know what I mean? So, but with that being said, back to the Kashin Koji part, right? So if Kashin Koji, a follower of Kara, right? A follower of Kara, right? And Boruto would be Kawaki to him, right? If Boruto would be Kawaki to Kashin Koji, right? And Boruto is, Kawaki is Boruto in Kashin Koji's eyes, right? So basically he's gonna get the truth, he's gonna get the story told to Boruto and not believe it necessarily, or he's going to, like we've all estimated, I would like to think that as well, right? Because it sounds too good to be true, right? If he reverse summoned himself like Jiraiya accidentally did, right, or did before, in many occasions, right, reverse summoned himself to Mount Miyabuku or whatever the case may be, right, if he got to see the crystal ball, I think that changes a lot. Kashin Koji seeing the crystal ball changes a lot. Not only for the plot of the story or whatever the case may be, but mostly for Boruto and his future alignment with the prophecy that's been given. Let me elaborate. Toneri's prophecy that's been given. Toneri gave a prophecy that he is the star of hope, just like Naruto was given this prophecy that he was going to basically bring peace to the ninja world, given to Jiraiya by the great Toad Sage. Now, what I would like to also bring back up is the fact that this prophecy probably never ended. This prophecy either probably never ended, or it's part 2, like, bro, it's literally like the next section of the story. Like, you got the person who is the bringer of peace, and then you have the person who is the star of hope. You know what I mean? Like, he brings the star of hope. Even, you can't tell literally at the moment, right? It would make more sense to understand what a prophecy means, right? Or how it conducts itself when being given, right? You have to understand the whole linguistics of how a prophecy or a fortune or anything like that is given to you, right? I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything in the world, you know what I mean? I do like to research some things. I do like Greek, Roman, Japanese mythologies and things like that, African mythologies, obviously, right? A whole bunch of other things that come to mind when I think about the storyline, you know what I mean? It's far beyond me thinking, okay, Sasuke was a Zeus-type figure, you know what I mean? Hamura was an Otsutsuki, he's an Otsutsuki, right? He's an Otsutsuki, but he reminds me of an Egyptian type figure, you know what I mean? Amun-Ra or Osiris in some kind of ways, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when I look at the storyline, you know what I mean? I try and make sure I conduct my thought process in a more, I understand it might be a little more Western than it needs to be, right? Because I don't know a lot about Hindu mythology. It is very, very critical to know both, Eastern mythologies and lore and things like that. But I do understand that when we start to talk about this story, it is an amalgamation of different characters being representing possibly one person in many different aspects, even though one person might have the majority of the story lore behind that ability or personality they have. I think the greater thing is the fact that it's spread. So when you start to see how Amaterasu is a family ability, Amaterasu is a family ability. It's not even. It's not like, oh, we just like, my emotions made me learn this ability. No, we're talking about like, this is in your bloodline. This is your gene pool, right? And when I say that, bro, then I think about Sasuke and how he could possibly be like a pseudo Jinchuriki to the Ghetto Mazo energy. Like, it does something to me. You know what I mean? Because I just be thinking. I just be thinking to a different extent sometimes, But back to the story once again, with the Kashin Koji thing, right? This brings me right back around to the Kashin Koji thing, right? Because a predestined fate that Ishiki spoke to Kashin Koji, right? Ishiki told Kashin Koji about his predestined fate, and he basically defied this fate. What happened to the first time we got introduced to Jiraiya's story, right? He did something, not even having the capability to really do it, you know what I mean? Put himself in a situation where he was forced to use his gutsy nature. Right? That's the best way I could put it, right? He was forced to use his gutsy nature. He reverse summoned himself to a place that he had no idea of, right? So when you get to Kashin Koji, and now he's born in a place that he really has no comprehension of until later on in the timeline, right? Where you're connected to this this pseudo-neutral being, right? He's not even like evil necessarily. He's trying to do something for his own personal benefit. And at the same time, he's trying to do something positive in a negative way. So it's still the same ties between where Jiraiya was when he thought he was doing the right thing by going to fight pain, when he knows he should have at least had reinforcements of some sort to come with him. I understand that understanding that it is risky to put other people's lives in danger. You're gonna win if you bring them with you, though. You're a Sani. You're a legendary figure in the village that you come from. And that's just me looking at the story that way. It's not even. I'm not saying this is the plot hole or the thing of the story. I'm just saying. Kashin Koji being a prominent figure in the story, possibly showing Boruto how to harness nature energy, right? Because he's a perfect sage. Jiraiya was never a perfect sage. He utilized the two Ma and Pa toads. He used both Ma and Pa toads to enter into a more amalgamated sage state. Not only that, he was doing something Naruto couldn't do, right? He was able to gather chakra while in motion, right? Naruto couldn't even collect. Excuse me, my words getting tongue-tied. Naruto couldn't even collect chakra while in motion. Like we saw that when he was on his way, when he finally got word and intel about what was going on in the Hidden Leaf. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Kashin Koji, man, I believe when we get the more in-depth story behind Sasuke and Jiraiya, Sasuke and Kashin Koji. Sorry, my words are like a little bit, but bruh, like I think we're getting a very detailed story, right? To where right now it's so much action. We're thinking this is a lot of action, right? It's really nothing but very complex dialogue. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I showed up. I popped up out of nowhere. Guess what? Now I'm stomping on Buddy face, and he think he can attack me just because whatever he thought in his mind about me in the past. That's just like people outgrowing what people think of them. You know what I mean? It's the same concept. You know what I mean? Whatever whatever Naruto, whatever Boruto and Kawaki have been through, right, has been switched. So Code literally thinks that Boruto is a one-trick pony doing the Rasengan, which means the Rasengan has now been switched with Kawaki's arm. His metallic arm, something that he's always used, not his metallic arm, excuse me, his Hashirama-celled, super high-tech advanced arm, right, has now been replaced by Boruto doing the Rasengan consistently, which is why Code calls it a one-trick pony. Otherwise, we wouldn't sit here and be confused on if them two fought or not already. You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't sit here and be like, well, did Code and Boruto fight already? No. It's already been said. You ran away from me, right? If you ran away from me, how could we fight? How would I know that this is a one-trick pony? The Rasengan has been changed with Kawaki's blade arm. Literally. This is Code's thought process in his mental. He doesn't even know what's going on right now because now there's a whole different... Boruto is a ninja. Kawaki is an arrogant fuck. Excuse my language, right? An arrogant fuck. And that's just the truth, man. You know what I mean? Like, we can't even depend on the storyline we got right now because my next theory, right, that I'm still piecing together it, right? Like, my next theory is literally time travel. Somehow, time travel is going to be brought in the mix. If Sasuke isn't in his right mind by this time, right? If Sasuke has no wherewithal and the omnipotence has taken over his mind, right? That means my theory on him using Izunagi and Izunami, right? One for Momoshiki and the next for the scenery on what's about to go down, right? If Sasuke is a tree, if Sasuke is dead, if Sasuke is anywhere outside of my original theory of him being the sword, being able to be in close proximity to Boruto to observe what's going on, then, only then, can we properly even say that, you know, I can't put, you know, Sasuke is my favorite character, right? It's like Itachi Sasuke, you know what I mean? Like, Itachi to me should have been, Itachi and Kakashi are like hand in hand, right? Even though, you know, the circumstances are damn near the same. They're two completely different people who took two completely different routes of the same situation. You know what I mean? Naruto and Sasuke, you know, they were trying to figure things out about themselves, right? Not even knowing if they were figuring things out about themselves, right? Naruto didn't know that he was going to end up having these emotions about Obito. Sasuke didn't know that at the end of his fight with Naruto, that he was going to still be searching for the light. You know what I mean? He just knew he had a friend that was there. He didn't know that he was still going to be encased in darkness, thinking about these thoughts all the time. He didn't know these things. You know what I mean? Before events happen. So, just like that, we can't sit here and say, like, what? Oh, well, you know, Kashin Koji is dead. Oh, well, Sasuke is dead. Oh, well, this is going to happen. Like, these are all amazing theories that we can come up with, and at the end of the day, we have to sit here and take a chill pill, reevaluate, and understand that, you know, some things are going to take some time to unravel. Yeah, we can sit here and theorize about it all day, but let's get to a nice consensus where we can go from that theory and basing it on literal facts inside of the story. You know, I know I probably went on a little rant right now. You know, I'm away from my child, literally. Like, it's late at night, not late at night right now. It's probably like 10 o'clock at night right now. But, like, bruh, I've been waiting all day to say this shit, bro. And it sounds a little jumbled up, my apologies. But, oh my god, man, I've been waiting all day to talk about how Kashin Koji has finally made it back in the story. And how if he is... that he's gonna get something that Naruto didn't get. He's gonna get the advancement training. You can't be a super talented ninja, know the basics, and then get regular training. No, you gotta get the advancement, cybernetic, otherworldly training, bro. It's a different world that Boruto is now in. He has a Kara pendant. He has a Kara pendant. He has a Kara pendant, bro. We have to allow that to happen. That part of the story has to unravel. He has a Kara pendant. And also, with the sunflower thing, we could say it looks like the one that he got from Kawaki got from Himawari, but I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that's the pendant that Kawaki got from Himawari and all that stuff. Nah, buddy, I feel like that represents something else. I feel like that sun pendant looking thing represents something else. I don't believe it's just a sunflower or whatever our minds are telling us it is, right? And if it is a sunflower because of the rest of y'all who have like these VPNs and all this great technology that lets you go see stuff in a whole other country, correct me, please, because I am willing to have communications with you guys. I have nothing else to do but be a fucking fanboy to a whole bunch of things right now, so... With that being said, I will be ending this video. I thank you guys for watching. If you did come all the way to the end, I do appreciate, love, and care about the world. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like the video. You know, let me know. If you have a thought process in your mind that I should be going over, please inform me. You know, I will willingly communicate with you on that. So, with that being said, I'm your Solar Sensei. I'm checking out of here. Coming straight from the Texas place. You know what I'm saying? Much love, much peace. Sleep well. See you out there.